Hi, this is Lori from Shoo Shoo Paper Art, and today we're going to make this pretty little bow, perfect for a Christmas package. And if you like these little Santa tags, they are a free printable from my blog. I'll have all of that linked for you. And this bow is actually pretty easy to do. I started with a file from the Cutting Cafe for the bows, and simply because I can adjust them to any size that I want. And I printed off, I'll show you what they look like this. When you print it off, you can see the shape of the bow. And this one is about 1¼ inch at its widest point. You can also use her patterns with an electronic cutter, you know, a Cricut or a Silhouette. But kind of wanted to show that this could be done without an electronic cutter. So this was made entirely by cutting the bows by hand. One of the tricks that an art teacher told me one time for getting nice smooth cutting is to look ahead of where you're cutting, not where you're actually cutting. So when you're making these, making this curve, you're actually looking ahead of where your scissors are going, and then your eyes will help you make that smooth transition. It really does seem to help. So that's just a little tip from an art teacher that I use all the time when I'm cutting things out. You're going to need 2 bow pieces cut out, and when you have them cut out, you are going to want to curve these so that they will more easily glue together. And looks like I forgot to bring a pen or a pencil or anything down, but hey, we've got a candy cane laying here. Let's just see if we can make that work, shall we? Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, so we're going to curve these little bow pieces toward the middle. And then to hold them really nice and sturdy, I'm going to use a glue dot on the end. And I'm also going to put just a little tiny dot of glue in the middle. Oops. I am, if I can get that cleaned off and get some to come out. Okay. Okay, a little tiny dot. And then just roll that over and hold that in place and give it a chance to dry. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with the other side. And remember, you need 2. And when you have 2 made, you're going to put them on top of each other in kind of a plus pattern. Okay. And then you're going to need to make tails, and you'll need 8 tails. You want to cut rectangles that are as wide as the widest piece of the bow. So that was 1¼ inch for this bow. This is about 2 inches long, just kind of enough to go towards the center there. And then I'm going to cut these into a point because these kind of come into a point. So I'm going to start from the bottom here, and I'm not going to go, oops, dropping that. Okay, I'm not going to go all the way to the corner. I'm going to actually angle this off at about, ½ inch down. And then I'll start at about ½ inch down and meet that point. So that's what they start out looking like. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a flag end or a ribbon tail end on it. Just like that. Excuse me. I've had bad allergies lately. Okay? And then you're going to put a tail at the end of each bow. So now we have one here that needs it. So I'm going to do that there. Excuse me so much. Excuse me, goodness. Okay. Line that up kind of where I want it and press the bow and hold it for just a bit until that sets. Now I'm also going to want to put a tail into each of the 4 open spaces. You can see it here. You actually could leave it without these tails in the middle, but I actually kind of think that's pretty. So we're gonna go ahead and stick those in there. All right, so here are my other tails. And I'm going to do the exact same thing that I just did, except that I'm going to just put glue kind of down in the corner because I don't want that glue to show in that open slot space, and slip it in just about where the other ones are, maybe a tiny bit shorter, and press the bow down on it and hold that for just a minute. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing in all 3 of the other open slots. Once you have all of the tails in place, then you're ready to fill in the center. And I used a half an inch piece of the gold paper, and I'm going to go ahead and give that, well, I sure wish I'd brought my pen down. Okay, we're just gonna have to, I'll be right back. Okay, I found a pen down here in the drawer. It's just easier than trying to do the candy gainer. Scissors just don't work that well. You want to go ahead and give that a really good curving. And in fact, it's not a bad idea just to go ahead and wrap that around the pin itself. Get a nice tight wrap. Pull that off. I'm going to put a little bit of glue there to hold that flap. I'm going to put some glue down in the bottom of the bow. And I'm going to turn the seam that I just created here, I'm going to turn that seam down and slip it down in there. And hold that in place. Give it a chance to dry. And that is the complete bow. You could do it in any color, type of paper. I think a real heavyweight paper would be hard to do because you want to make sure you get these nice pretty bends. But 80-pound paper I think works really well. And you could use a lighter weight paper as well. So here it is on a package, and also using those cute little Santa gift tags. Thank you for joining me. You can find me at shushupaperart.com.